Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. It should be Monday for you all, and this should be Algebra 2. So, it is a half day, so we don't have bell work today. Let's go straight into homework review. Okay. Obviously, I cannot ask you all what problems you all had the most challenges with. So, I'm going to choose 3 from the previous night's homework, and let's see if you guys get them right. So I'm going to do, you guys had page 66, numbers 1 through 10. So let me do number 2. And it says 2x plus 3y equals 12. And you're being asked to solve for the x and the y-intercept. So when we are looking for the x-intercept, we always make who 0? Hopefully you answered that moment. So y equals 0. So let's look that up. So I put 2x plus 3 times 0 equals 12. These go away. I get left with 2x equals 12. We divide the 2, x equals 6. Now, we do not leave it as just 6. We write it as an actual ordered pair. So, remember, I write I forgot already the word. Of course I would. But I write my, where is the abscissa 6, and my ordinate 0. Or simply said, my x and my y. Now let's do our y-intercept. So if I put y as equals to 0 for my x-intercept, what would I put to 0 for my y-intercept? X, yes. Hopefully you guys answered. More than likely, we'll see. Ms. Andres will let me know if you guys are actually answering. So, this time we put x equals to 0, so 2 times 0 plus 3y equals 12. This goes away. I get 3y equals 12. Divide the 3, y equals 4. So this becomes 0, 4. Y again, because the x was set to 0, the y we got as 4, so that's our x and y intercept. Let's look at, for the next one within the section you were doing, let's look at number 7. You got 3x minus 2y equals 11. You're asked, write each equation in a function notation, then state the slope and y-intercept. So function notation again is when we do f of x equals, and this is the mx plus b, right? So let's remember that my f of x is actually my y. So if you want to think about it easier, solve for y and then replace your y with f of x. So let's do that. 3x minus 2y equals 11. So minus 3x minus 3x. Negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 11. I divide that negative 2. I do it individually so as to not get lost in all the fractions. These two cancel out. So I get y equals a negative makes a positive. My slope can stay as a fraction. And then a positive negative make a negative, so this can also stay as a fraction. As we said, we're going to replace our y with f of x, so f of x equals 3/2x minus 11 over 2. My slope, labeled as m, is 3/2, and my y-intercept will be negative 11 over 2. That should have been pretty easy for all of you. I hope you all got that. And then let's do number, 9. So we got 5x minus 4y equals 16. And we're asked, state the slope and y-intercept of each equation. Now, even though you're not being asked to solve for y, that is the best way, again, to be able to identify your slope and your y-intercept. So let's just solve for y. So we are solving for y right now. So y equals, again, 5 over 4x. Then I get negative 4. So my slope equals 5 over 4. And my y-intercept equals negative 4. So as I told you all, this lesson was not too challenging, so the homework should have been just fine for you all. Okay, now let's move forward to our actual lesson. Good, we're only 5.5 minutes in, so we should be good. So we are continuing 2.2 graphs of linear equations. 2.2 graphs of linear equations continued. Okay, I'll take a moment to let you copy that. Hopefully you are all following along well and aren't telling Miss Andres, please pause this video a lot, please. Okay. So, what is slope again? So, slope is always symbolized by lowercase m, and it equals, we've heard it as we've grown up as rise over run. The actual equation for this is what again? Come on guys, you can respond. Okay, hopefully someone responded. So I'm going to say yes, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Not only did my previous geometry kids learn this, but also my previous Algebra 1 kids, we did this as well. So we should all be comfortable with this. Another way to think about this is change of y over change in x. Because you're doing from last to beginning, So that's change of y over change of x. Okay. If I have, let me get my pens. So I'm doing an example. If I have this graph, one, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. And within my graph, let me see if I can get my ruler. So I have this line on my graph. I clearly have these 2 points labeled. What are those 2 points called? Does anyone know? They are my y-intercept and my x-intercept, because they literally intercept the y line and the x line, so yay. So if I'm doing slope, I will always go from one of the points, doesn't matter which one. You can do it from the bottom one, you can do it from the top one, and we're going to count how many times we rise and run. Now, when we say rise, let's do this. Rise just means we're moving vertically. So it can be up or down. Run, can you run upward? No, right? So we run horizontally. Moving horizontally. So left or right. Okay. So I'm going to choose either one. I just happen to choose the one over here. I'm going to count how many moves I make going up or down, and then how many moves I make going to the left or to the right. Okay, I go 1, 2. So I went down 2, and I went 1, 2, 3, 3 to the right. So, and because it to the right is positive, remember this is the positive side, this is the negative side. For the y line, this is the negative side, this is the positive side. Sorry guys. Then my slope is negative 2 over 3. Okay. Let's do one more. If I am going too fast, Miss Andres will pause. I think I said that earlier, but I'm not sure. Just in case, because I can already hear you guys. Miss Bruno, you're going too fast. So, okay, look at the numbers that I'm writing. They are large numbers. Okay, I got negative 200 and I got negative 400. And then I'm going the same way. Okay. And I'm going to make mine go. Okay, from here, I'm going. Okay, so first and foremost, if I am between 200 and 400, what should this be? What, 300, correct? Okay. So, my slope again. Rise. How much do I move up from my starting point? I can choose either this one or this one. I personally am going to choose from here. So I'm starting at 0 and I'm moving up. So 1, 2, 300. So I moved up 300. Because I moved up, it is positive. And then I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it positive or negative 400? Positive 400 because I moved to the right. So if I'm moving to the right, it is a positive 400. Okay. Can I simplify this? Yes. These zeros cancel, these zeros cancel. So I get 3 over 4. Okay. Now, obviously that's when you have a visual graph. This is how you would solve for the slope. Now, if you have 2 points, how do you solve for slope? So find slope passing through So it's passing through negative 8, 5 and 4, negative 3. Okay. So in this situation, we're not simply doing rise over run as we were doing here where we're jumping rise over run, but we're actually going to be using our formula. Our formula again is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The order matters. Now, we will make sure we label these. That is the best way to make sure you don't make a mistake. So this is my x1, this is my y1, this is my x2, this is my y2. Okay, from here, I'm going to plug in. By labeling it, I do not have to guess Who's my x1? Who's my y1? I already know. Okay, it's y2 minus y1. So y2 is negative 3 minus y1, which is 5, over x2, which is 4, minus negative 8 over here. Okay, two negatives make a positive. So I got negative 3 minus 5 is 4 over 4 plus 8. What's negative 3 minus 5? Negative 8. And 4 plus 8 is 12. Can I simplify this further? Yes? Okay. So they both 4 goes into both of them, so I do divide by 4. I get negative 2 over 3. And this is my slope. Okay? It is not too challenging. I know all of you can totally do this. Okay, I'm going to remove this. And 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now, there is a trend when we are looking at our slopes. To help me better know, like, did I write the correct slope? Did I, does the slope make sense to the graph that I have? We always want to make sure we follow it based off of this trend. Okay. If I have a line that is moving uphill, so we're going to call this our uphill line. So you're working out, you're going uphill, right? This will have a positive slope. Okay. Now let's say I go downhill. So if uphill is a positive slope, what would downhill be? Sorry. Downhill would be a negative slope. So the moment it is going down. So again, this is downhill. Now, if I am, I'm going to have to ignore that. There it goes. If instead I have a horizontal line, what do you all think the slope will be? And don't look at your book. Try to think about it. The slope is 0. It makes sense because I do not rise at all, whether up or down. There's no movement in my vertical way. I only have my x's. So I would always have a 0 on my numerator for slope because I'm not moving up or down, so my slope would be 0. While let's say my numerator would be 0, while my denominator could be like 5. Well, what's 0 divided by 5? 0. That will always be true. For a horizontal line, you will always have a slope of 0. Now, our last one. If I were to have a vertical line, so vertical, what do you all think the slope would be? The slope is actually undefined. Now, if we do it mathematically, it also makes sense because just as here we had a slope of 0 because I don't rise at all, right? My y value remains 0. My y2 minus y1. Here, excuse me, my y2 minus y1, I could be changing. So I could be going from, let's say, over here to over here. So I could be going from 5 or we'll do 5 minus negative 3. But if my y stays the same, so my x stays the same, I mean, this entire time I am stuck on negative 4. So negative 4 minus negative 4. Okay, let's do the math. These become a positive, so I get 5 plus 3. These also become a positive here, negative 4 plus 4. I get 8 over 0. Can I divide by 0? No. I can never divide by 0, and because I have a division with 0, this makes it undefined. Okay? So we're going to pause here. Make sure you have written the homework from Ms. Andres. Make sure you also wrote the objectives earlier. And I will be checking those. Remember, your notebook checks will happen at any moment. I hope you all got something from this lesson, and we'll see how the next lesson goes. Bye, guys. God bless you.